Hi, my name's Beth Burgess from Sort My Life Solutions. Now, I wrote a blog post last week about, well, the title was, What if Tony Robbins could help you with your addiction? And a few people have asked me to sort of expand on that, so here I am expanding on it. Basically, you might know people like Tony Robbins, maybe Paul McKenna. You might have seen them on the TV or seen they've done live events where they kind of help people change their lives. And I've tried to explain to people what recovery coaching is over and over again, and no one really seems to get it. So I thought I'd use something which people will have heard of, something they recognise, to sort of explain a bit more about what I do. Because essentially what recovery coaching is doing a bit what those big life coaches do, using NLP, life coaching, hypnotherapy techniques and stuff. But what I do is I help people recovering from addictions, and I've expanded my remit as well, because I've got a lot of people asking me as well to help them with things like getting over divorces, bereavement, that sort of thing. So I do sort of anyone recovering from anything, but my main speciality is addiction, because I was an addict. So basically that's kind of what recovery coaching is. It's using those sort of techniques to help you make massive changes in your life. It's getting you to the point where you kind of, when you get to those aha moments where you kind of just want to change. So that's what it is. Some of it happens very quickly, some of it happens quite slowly, but it's all geared towards you creating the best you that you can be, basically, like reaching your full potential, which sadly, I mean, the reason I started my service in the first place, I saw many recovering addicts not doing that. They would basically kind of get better and then go off and hide away somewhere and not really make the most of their lives, which I thought was really sad, because if you've actually recovered from an addiction or anything else that's a serious setback, you've shown a lot of courage, and I think you should be enjoying recovery, basically. So why wouldn't you just go to Tony Robbins then, or something, rather than me? Okay, well, there's a few reasons, isn't there? I mean, obviously price is one thing. Recovery coaching isn't necessarily a cheap service. It's not, because it actually makes a big difference to your life. If you weigh it up in terms of value, I mean, you're not even paying half of the price. But yeah, going to see Tony Robbins or something would be quite expensive, whereas I would be a little less expensive than that. And I have, because I know that a lot of people come to me and say, oh, I'd love to work with you, but I can't afford this much money. So I have started doing other things, like I've written a couple of books now, one of which is going to be published in September, another of which should be published early next year, that will really help you if you can't afford that sort of price tag, to actually just work on your own. And I'm looking at developing other products as well. So that's one reason, though, is the price alone is a lot cheaper. Other reasons, I don't jump up and down and make you sort of, shout woohoo and stuff like that. That's not really my style. Whereas I believe Tony does do that. Bless him. I don't do anything like that. And also, one of the really, really important things I believe about my own services compared to other people's, the big names, is that when you're a life coach, you don't actually have to have experience of what you're coaching. And a lot of people think life coaching is about giving advice. It's not at all. It's nothing. You don't hear Tony giving that much advice. It's about working with individuals, basically, and helping find that the patterns that they're living, and the ways that they're stuck. So helping them see the obstacles in their path, maybe some of which are created by themselves, and helping them to basically manoeuvre that and grow and become, the people they want to be. What was I saying? Yeah. So generally, you don't have to have life experience to do it. You just need to know how to work with people psychologically, how to have empathy, and how to understand people. But the one thing about addicts is, and I know this because I am one, we sometimes have some really screwed up thinking. So a lot of life coaches, they would work with people, going down a logical path of how people think. Addicts aren't always like that. So an addict might say something which most normal people, if you want to put it like that, wouldn't necessarily understand. Whereas I do understand it. I get it. I get it when your head's gone off and you're thinking some strange thing, because I've done it too. So I really, really understand you. And as far as as far as I'm aware, I don't think any of the big name people have had any experience of addiction. So that's why that's important. So yeah, just wanted to kind of expand on that post then. So if you're interested in finding out any more about what I do, watch my other videos. You can have a look at my website. I'll always pop the link below for you. Follow me on Twitter. Just get involved with what I'm doing. Ask me questions. I'm always open to answering questions. Alright, so I'll leave you for now. Thanks very much for watching and take care. Bye.